Hi, this is Jim Sackman, your Focal Point Business Coach, and this is another of our Success Friday videos. This week we're talking about our series on inorganic growth, and I want to return to the strategy as we created it in the beginning. Now, we've walked around, who might be a good candidate company through tactical organization and deal integration, and now we're back to the strategy to talk about and flesh out a little bit more. Now, remember when I first talked about who might be a good candidate, I gave you some very basic strategies, some very overarching thoughts about who might make a good company to buy, where you should look for prospects in that area. But they're not really a plan. That's really just something to stimulate thought about that. But as we start going back to the plan, you're going to hear mergers and acquisitions people and strategists talk about 1 plus 1 equals 3. And what they mean by that is the whole, once the two companies are combined, have to be better than the sum of the parts. Because if they're not, then the risk associated with the transaction is not worth it. So when we talk about business management or investing or any of this stuff where you're putting money in to do something, we're always talking about a risk-adjusted rate of return. Now, in this case, it might be integration costs are higher, and you're going to lose money and focus. Key people might exit. Some of the customers you acquire might be unhappy. Many things can happen. And since the purchaser, the guy who's doing the acquisition, is going to spend a bunch of resources on this, you have to compare it to doing nothing and just putting those same resources into organic growth. That's why the strategic plan has to be clear and it has to be direct. It can't be this obscure sort of, yeah, maybe it'll work. Now, the core of that plan has to be change. Right. If the two businesses are going to run the way they were before the transaction, then there's no synergy. There will be some savings, but really nothing that makes the worth to do this transaction and make it all work. It's just not of value. So that's where I'm going to stop today. And I want to talk next time about how to think about strategic alternatives and how to create a plan to execute. So this is Jim Sackman from Focal Point. Change your business, change your life, and have a great day.